Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are back on Clumsy's world and we are going to be finishing off one of the gear quests to repair the watch of a gnome here in the tutorial. So heading over here, if you go to one of these little gnomes here, they're going to give you a quest, and the quest giver is actually right here, and it's going to be helping her fix her watch. And these will progress as you level up. The higher level you get, the more quests she'll be able to give you. And we are going to be working on part 2 today because it offers you a Cloak of the Keen, which is extended enhancement as far as its focus effect, and AC 11, HP 18, mana 18, various stats, and some saves, which actually is a benefit to me because my Sandworn Cloak is getting a little old at this point, and I am wanting to upgrade it. So in order to get these, you must go to Castle Mistmore. So we're going to head over to Greater Fae, and then we are going to make the long journey, not long, and we're going to go over to Lesser Fadark and then right to Castle Mistmore. So let's head that way. We'll get our stuff going here. Now, for the benefit of the video, I have already collected Tiny Gear 1, 3, and the Reinforced Rod. So we are going to be searching for Tiny Gear number 2. But again, you get 5 platinum and, 7 platinum, 5 gold, and the Cloak of the Keen. So that is what our goal is going to be for this video. And then I'm going to do a video trying to get to the watch part 3, part 4, and of course, as I progress level wise, we will get to the other parts as well. So this one, part 3, it looks like we're going to need to go to City of Mist. It's actually one of my favorite zones, so that one will not be difficult to talk me into going. And my cap sucks, so this will be huge for me. Need to definitely get that. And part 4 is going to be in Howling. Ooh, Howling Stones. Dangerous, dangerous. And that one's going to be, okay, so those gloves are going to be better than the gloves I have as well. So, definitely going to be doing these 3. The one for part 1, I'll probably do it just to complete it, just because it is one of the quests and I want to be able to complete all the quests. But it offers Gloves of the Keen, and these actually have less AC than the ones I have. A little bit better stats, but less AC. So I'm trying to keep as much AC as possible. And that is the reason why I'll probably be skipping that quest itself. But gosh, the last couple days have been incredible. We've had so many groups of the new players coming in and, you know, leveling up themselves like level 10, de-leveling, going into the new hot zones with everybody, and then just powering through to level 30, and it's been a lot of fun. So now we've got more players that are in the, you know, 20 to 45 mark that are looking obviously to get into zones like Karner's Castle, City of Mist, Old Sibyllus, that kind of stuff. So it's a great time to join. If you haven't joined yet and you're wanting to get in there and experience it for yourself, this is a wonderful time to join. More and more players have been coming in, you know, doing the who wall, and it's like this thing has been cut short, too many players. So it has been an incredible week so far of just being able to progress through the stuff. I did do all the entry quests except this one. This one offers the mask, which, believe it or not, I've got the Ixar mask, but I don't have that. I'd probably rather have this one, honestly. But man, I could not get this Cobalt hide to drop. I got 1 to drop, and I cleared Warrens probably 4 times. So doing the math there, I was like, hey, let's clear Warrens 40 times, and I was like, no. So I went without this, so I'll probably go back for that eventually. Maybe just run through every once in a while, picking up some hides until it's just completely over with. By that point, I probably won't need the mask, but at least I'll have the completion of the quest. But other than that, that one is the only one I have left for as far as the entry quest to get your gear. And that gear will include the High Pass Signet. Let me see, where am I going? Okay, the High Pass Signet, the Wisp Glow Earring. It had, what was it? Right here, it had the Crystal Flame Sphere, and it had the Gnollish Guardian Ring. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. And I was able to get a few pieces of gear out of Lower Guck the other day. I got the Flowing Black Silk Sash. That was really exciting. And I also got, let me see here what else I got out of Lower Guck. We got that. Oh, and the Sandworn Cloak, but that's what I'm trying to replace right now. And of course, I got the Golem Essence Spalders on this character. And I believe I got some other kind of Spalders from the Cavalier, I believe his name is there. So, but right now we are just looking for a small gear. So we are going to just gather up some stuff here and kind of beat it down and see if we can't find that small gear. So I am over leveled for this zone, obviously. I don't know that there's going to be much here that's going to pose much of an overall threat, but as again, we're just here to get the small gear, and there is a tiny gear that drops in the level before this one, but it's not going to drop here. So, and if we can get any extra gear that we can just pass out to some of the new players, you know, all the better. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled for that as well. All right, so we definitely want to keep these currency exchange tokens. I found out the other day that for every 3 currency exchange tokens, you can turn in for 1 other currency token that if you get 40 of, you can buy like AAs and things like that, because that's how they do AAs here. You purchase them with these currency tokens. You can't donate for them, you can't pay money for them. They're only dropped in the game. But you definitely don't want to not loot them or get rid of them or anything like that, because they are not only for cosmetic items, which is what I initially thought. You can actually use them for extremely helpful items, or extremely helpful things like AAs and things like combat AAs, critical AAs, things like that. But keep your eyes peeled for those if you do start. They drop globally, so you'll be able to get some out of the newbie area all the way up until you are in, you know, in-game stuff. I have noticed in places like City of Mist and things like that, in Corner's Castle, sometimes they drop in pairs. So I'm, you know, for all I know, in places like Plane of Hate and things like that, they drop in triplets. And I mean, who knows? But as far as I've gone, they have dropped in pairs so far. So. Turn the game down just a little bit since we've got a storm a brewing. We've actually had quite a few players already starting to work on their focus effect items for, like, if they started a mage. We've got one of the guys that I've been playing with fairly consistently. He's started up another cleric to get some heals going. Right now he plays an SK, so he's going to have a secondary cleric to kind of help out with the healing. And we were able to run a KC group the other day that was really successful KC group, and we were actually in the basement, which I don't remember the basement being able to be something that you could do quite as wow. Let me make sure that that's the one I need. Where did I put all that stuff? All right, that's it. Okay, so that is going to be the gear that I need. So let's go ahead and yeah, awesome. That was fast. I thought that it would take longer than that. So I've still got 6 minutes on my origin. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and run through some more here of Castle Mistmore until I finish up my origin, so I can get back to the tutorial zone, and then we'll move from there. That's awesome though. I was expecting it to take much longer than that. Well, let me put it this way. I wasn't expecting to get number 2, the one I needed, on the first drop. I was expecting to get multiple duplicates and then, you know, be in that ballpark of, well, I'm getting the drops, but they're not the ones I need. I'm actually really shocked though. I'm getting a lot of messages, even from players that didn't come from THJ, that came from like P99 and such, that I'm guessing are just looking for somewhere else to call home. I know P99, it's a great server, obviously, for, you know, the classic feel or whatever, but it does get stagnant. It's been on the same stuff now for, I don't know, like the last 40 years or whatever. So, and it really hasn't gotten a facelift at all in a while. So I'm sure that people are looking for just a little bit of something different. And I feel like this is going to definitely scratch that itch, that you're looking for something. It's got all the kind of a classic feels in a sense that the monsters in the zones are still going to be difficult to kill. There's not like you can just walk through the zones unless you're in the 50s and you're going through Castle Mistmore. But I, embarrassingly enough, have been getting my butt kicked in Carnor's Castle a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is. But getting a lot of players coming over from places like P99, Project Quorum, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to see players from all varieties that aren't just coming from places like THJ. And just for the record, no one is saying leave THJ. Obviously, THJ is a phenomenal server. I'm just saying that we have been getting, you know, a few players that are just looking for a little bit of a different experience on top of what they already got going on over there. The community is so sensitive right now with everything going on with the litigation and all that kind of stuff, that they think that anyone that says that they're going to play a different server feels like they're just attacking the hero's journey. I still log into the hero's journey. It's very, very fun. So I don't think anybody in the whole world would say that they're picking one over the other. It's just a different option to log into on a Saturday or whatever it may be. We don't have any named over here, so let's head down here and maybe we can get like an advisor kill or something. If you guys haven't kept up with it, which obviously I don't see any reason you would if you're not a WoW player, Blizzard is suing a server called Turtle WoW at this point, which Turtle WoW's been around forever, but Turtle WoW was one of those that was doing crazy advertising, like paying for advertising on like Facebook and YouTube ads, things like that. Ascension did the same thing. So risky business, obviously, whenever you're doing that kind of stuff. But I know that a lot of the EMU community right now is feeling very unsafe. It seems like all these companies are really cracking down. So you will be happy to know that this server does not accept any donations for any kind of monetary anything. You don't get tokens. You don't get anything. I'm going to tell them not to even give you a thank you. Like, you should not get anything for donations anymore. Like, I really hope that you give them a donation and they just say, why'd you do that? And give you a middle finger and then keep going on. That way you can't ever get called into question on this stuff, because dude, it's getting so close. You know, it's all hitting very close to home on this stuff. Like, I wonder why some attack me and some don't. Like, some of the times I feel like they aggro me. Like, the stuff at the beginning was aggroing me, but this stuff for some reason is not. How strange. Well, that'll make it easier to get to the name mob, won't it? And we got one. This must be undead. That's probably why. But yeah, with Turtle WoW getting attacked, I'm not really sure how that bodes for Ascension and Epoch. So we'll have to see. And of course, no update as of right now on everyone's favorite THJ lawsuit. We're gonna have to find out what goes on there. I personally feel like it's kind of looking like maybe it's boding well for THJ at this point. I think if the judge wanted to just go ahead and spike them down, that she would have done it. I don't know why it would take this long. So hopefully that means that they're really going over all their options. And at the end of the day, maybe the judge decided, hey, you know what? Before I make a decision, I'm going to go make a character. And she's just power leveling the heck out of a character over there on THJ and falling in love with it. That would be best case scenario. But here we go. So we got some sacrificers. Origin's almost up, guys, and then we're gonna head out of here. But also, let's just say, for example, like right now, I'm not getting any EXP on these because I am far over leveled for this area. If I wanted to de-level, come back here, and then farm all this stuff, I could. At which point, I am going to be able to get great EXP at the same time I'm farming different gear, you know, or different pieces for my gear. So that's just a huge advantage to the mentor system. You don't have to be with somebody else to de-level and mentor down. You can literally just mentor down, go into a zone that you're farming, you know, for different items, gear, whatever it may be, and then you'll get the EXP while you're farming for the gear. You really can't do better than that. Glowing iron pike. Nope. All right, we are good to go back on the origin. So let's head back, turn in our watch quest, and then we'll get our shiny cloak of the king to replace our cloak we have right now. And that is going to make me really happy because this means I increase my duration on my spells. So hopefully that will make my haste last longer and things like that. Because if you all know Beast Lord, I get the crummiest spells from Shaman, like as far as level wise goes. Like it's definitely not the same level area. So hello Tinkerella, let's give you number 1, number 2, number 3, and this is called a small reinforced rod. It drops there as well. Okay, did it give me this stuff? Oh, so it didn't take anything, but it gave me the cloak. Okay, that's fine with me. You don't have to take my stuff. So this is what we're replacing, Sandworn Cloak. And as you can see, it is lore, not no drop. So we can give that to another character. And we put on our Cloak of the King. So all in all, we have completed a quest today. We've got the small gears, and these are lore quest. Can I just give these to another character to finish the same quest? Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me get this going. I do have a monk that I was using to I don't get any kind of lull or any kind of any way to, you know, split mobs, so I made a monk. So let me go see if I can pass this stuff over to the monk. Wouldn't that be crazy? You only have to do the thing once? Alright, so we're gonna go over here. Turn this in. We got all the stuff over here. Hold on. Okay, so what a cool thing. Okay, it absolutely does let you do it. Now this quest it gives me a different item because I'm a monk on this character. But yes, you only have to do the quest once. You can actually give the items back to your other characters and they can turn it in for the quest item. So that's even better, because I was kind of thinking it would get kind of monotonous to do this quest over and over again for every character you get. A lot of games have that in there to where you just have to, you know, continue, like, okay, you made a new character, now go do the exact same thing. Looks like you don't have to do that here. I was just able to get this cloak, and we'll pop this over here on the other character. And now I was able to get this cloak, which is the Cloak of the Attackers for Monk, 13 AC, 25 HP, and stats and saves. So that's huge. Very, very huge. Just one more reason why these guys think of everything over here. They didn't want you to have to go through everything twice. Or I just found something you're not supposed to do and they're going to fix it. So I'll keep you updated on that. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video for the next watch quest.